What up, people? It's your boy, the host with the most. I do not brag or boast, and I'm coming to you guys live from coast to coast. It's your boy. I'm Don One, and welcome to another rendition of Tilly for this podcast, episode 47, I believe. Hit the subscription button, the notification bell, share this YouTube channel as well as this podcast in the YouTube algorithm. You hear me? Also, check out the other links that are in my description. Subscribe and enjoy. You will not be disappointed. I guarantee you. Today's stream sponsor is Timothy. I think his name is Timothy the Man, but we're just gonna call him Timothy. He sent me a super chat last week, and he is the stream sponsor. Now, if you want to become a stream sponsor, it is just simple. Hit the Cash App link in the comment section, and you become a whoever the biggest contributor will be next week's stream sponsor. So I want to thank Tim for hitting me up on Cash App. It's I'm Don One, or just click the link in the comment section. And yeah, so we're going to get right into this. We're going to have a great show. We're going to talk about the drama. The drama continues. The saga continues between Zion Williams and his side chick, Mona Mills, Morella Mills, Stephanie Mills, Meek Mills, okay, Smith and Mills, okay, whoever, General Mills, whoever. We're going to be talking about her, as well as we're going to be talking about some Russell Simmons. It seems like the drama continues in the Simmons household. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something real fast, real quick. Both of these stories, when you really dissect both of these situations, they're pretty much identical. Okay, and we're going to get into that a little bit later on in this presentation, as well as we got some Shannon Sharpe news concerning his next job. All right. Plus, we got some news to notes. We got some little bits here and there that we're going to be talking about. So let's begin. The first order of business is Moriah Mills. If you've been living under a rock, allow your boy to explain. Zion Williams was simping on Moriah Mills. She's an ex porn star, has been in some great films. All you have to do is just Google her. She's been on Bizarre, Bang Brothers. The lady gets around. She's an ex porn star. I think she's in her mid-30s, and she, Zion Williams was tricking on her, simping on her, and Zion. It was all good in the hood until Zion Williams got some Instagram girl pregnant. Okay. And now he announced on social media that he got this girl pregnant. And Moriah Mills is a little heated, a little bothered, because life is going on. I mean, I guess there's no future in being a side chick. Okay. So that's pretty much what's going on with Moriah Mills. And she has been on a tirade on social media. She has been putting out all the receipts. The back door is open, receipts galore. She has talked about all the stuff Zion Williams has said and done to her. She showed receipts of Zion splurging on her, giving her like $10,000 wiring money. Giving her money, buying her gifts and things of that nature. She spent like 6 days non-stop tweeting about Zion Williams. She also did it on her Instagram account. And the last order of business, just when you thought this couldn't go any more left, she announced on social media that she's going to be releasing a sex tape. She's got a sex tape of Zion Williams, and enough is enough. I don't know if it's the NBA. I don't know if it's Zion's representatives, his lawyers. I don't know, but anywho, she threatened to release a sex tape, and that was pretty much it for her. She has been permabanned not only off of Twitter but also on Instagram, and that's pretty much what has transpired with Moretta Mills. Now, she also announced that she's got a disc record about Zion Williams. And just when you think this girl couldn't say or do anything cray cray, this lady is a different crayon box, a different crayon in the box. Now she done tatted, now allegedly, she done tatted Zion Williams' name on her face. Holy, it's a thin line between love and hate. Anyone seen that old movie, Thin Line Between Love and Hate? Martin Lawrence, it had Martin Lawrence, Bobby Brown, and I forgot the lady, the crazy lady. But real fast, real quick, Martin Lawrence, he's this player, playing, selling a dream and a game to all these women, playing these women out of their panties, and then he found the perfect lady, so he thought, and he gave up his player ways and wanted to settle down with this lady. But then this lady was cray cray. She did a lot of devious things, and this is, and even in the movie, she even was attempting to kill Martin Lawrence's character. This is just a movie; it's not the real deal. But this Moretta Mills is acting pretty much like this lady in a thin line between love and hate. And Zion Williams, has obviously done moved on. Gave up his player card. He done revoked and denounced the Players Association, the player head on. Oh no, excuse me. Play on. He gave up his player status for now, because he got this Instagram girl pregnant. So he's going to have to just give it up, or put it aside, and maybe he'll get back onto his player ways a little bit later. But this Moretta Mills has been on his neck. All right. Now, if you've been following me, I've been telling you guys, look, I can't condone, or I can't encourage, or I feel like there is no victim in this situation between Loretta Mills, and Zion Williams. I mean, all Zion Williams had to do was not allow this woman in his life. But since he did allow this woman in his life, ain't no telling what he done said to this lady to make her think that he was going to love her forever and ever and ever. And to the lady, to Moretta, she knew that this was all pretty much pay as you play. He didn't really want to marry you. You're not wife material. But like I said, I don't know what was said between the two behind closed doors. All right. But I will say there are no victims in this situation. Now, they don't have a baby together. They're not married. So there's nothing legally Moretta Mills can do. vice versa, as well as Zion Williams. It's not really nothing legally he can do to press charges on her, other than her threatening to release a sex tape. So obviously, this tape was made without the permission from Zion Williams. And I know Zion Williams, and this lady has been saying a lot of outrageous stuff. Some of the receipts are actual receipts, and then the other stuff that she's been saying and showing is just bold faced lies. Okay, talking about Zion messaged her through Snapchat. That's so childish and immature. Anybody would already know that you can just create a Snapchat account and have Zion Williams' name on it and pretend that Zion Williams messaged you through your Snapchat. So I don't know how legit these Snapchats are. Now, she did have text with Zion Williams. She kept showing him pictures and pics, just trying to trick him out. But I'm pretty sure she does that to all her clientele that wants to splurge and want to splurge on her and this, that, and the third. But my thing of it is Zion. He's a grown man. So is this lady. They're both grown. Hold on one second. Okay, we're back. All right. So yeah, um, I don't have no sympathy for either or. All right, but um, and it's really not a but it's you could clearly tell that she does have receipts of him splurging money on him. I mean, on her. But other than did he say that he was going to marry you, or are you? Do you have a child with this guy? I mean, you don't. Now she did say earlier when she exposed him that she was late and she better not, and she was pretty much saying that he also got her pregnant. I guess those are false. All right, and look, sometimes guys and women, sometimes you got to be careful with whoever you try to lay down with. All right. I'm pretty sure Zion Williams thought this was going to be an easy lick. That she's an ex porn star. She's in it for the money. You're paying to play. She understands the parameters of y'all's relationship. Nothing serious, nothing too deep. But at the same time, you don't know the mindset of this female. And a scorned lover, particularly with women, when they feel like they've been done wrong and been done wrong, and if she's not in the right frame of mind, you get a cray cray. So luckily, God bless him. Luckily, Zion didn't get this woman pregnant, because if he would have gotten a Moriah Mills pregnant, this will this will be far worse than what it is. So she's still delivering a full court press on Zion Williams. She's already been suspended off Instagram. She's already been suspended off Twitter. I think she's got a TikTok, and obviously this lady is not in the right frame of mind. This lady really don't care what happens to her or what happens to her social media accounts. She don't even care about that stuff. She is, still to this day, she's still uh raining havoc on him somehow. So wait, I do feel like she's doing this for clout, and she's also doing this because she's getting popular off social media, because of her trying to quote unquote expose Zion Williams. So, her name is still going to be reigning supreme on social media. She's still going to be trending. I think she's doing it for that more so than trying to show the world how fake Zion Williams is and this, that, and the third. I do, and I said this in my last live stream when we was talking about this subject, and I said that she really needs to be careful because, obviously it's over between them two, and nothing's never going to materialize. It's not like the girl that he got pregnant by. Zion Williams got whatever Instagram girl that Zion got pregnant. It's obvious she's okay with it. She's not going to leave him anytime soon. Okay. So you already know that that's not going to materialize. And you also know that Zion Williams is not coming back. I mean, the more you keep, doing this, the further and further of the bigger the wedge is going to be between y'all two. So that it's over with between you and Zion Williams. But I will say, for her to get another sucker or another man that's going to trick on her, they're going to think twice. That an average man is going to say, okay, I'm not going through all this. Zion Williams, he's an NBA player. He technically doesn't have to be on social media. I mean, it's not affecting his money. It's not affecting his brand. It's not really necessarily affecting anything. She's pretty much a small fish in a big pond. But like an average guy, this will take a toll on an average guy. Your friends, your family, they're going to read all these tweets and all this stuff that she's posting on social media, and it might affect your job status, where your job says, look, this is, this lady is just too much, and we just can't continue to do business with you. So an average guy is going to be wary of dealing with Moriah Mills, and anybody that's in a bigger status, they're not even going to touch her with a 10-foot pole. Okay. I mean, it's not because you're a porn star. And I said this. I always say this. The popular guys, the guys who have status, the guys who have clout, the guys who have money, they're not tricking their money on older women. They're going to be more in line with someone much younger. The younger the woman is, the more attractive, the more beautiful she is, the more the more you can control a younger woman, because she has to play these games with you because she doesn't have anything to fall on. But an older woman, or a woman with a talent or with a craft, they don't necessarily have to deal with you that way. They don't have to take your baggage. They don't have to put up with your stuff, with your mess. All right. So, like I said, Moriah Mills, I think this is going to be the biggest lick she's going to ever have from anybody. Okay. There's no athlete that's going to fool with her. No actor, no content creator, no social media influencer. She's this is it. Okay. So I think she's not going to be able to get to that status. She's going to have to maybe a year from now, 2 years from now, she's going to be start dating a random guy, a regular smuggler guy. Okay. So, I mean, it is what it is. But like I said earlier, there's really no victims. I don't really necessarily feel sorry for Zion Williams, and I don't necessarily feel sorry for Moriah Mills. Y'all two knew what y'all was getting into when y'all had this deal. Okay. When y'all was paying to play, he wanted to play house. You wanted to play house as well. Y'all wasn't trying to commit into no serious relationship. So, it is what it is. So we're going to move away from that. And we're going to be talking about Russell Simmons. All right. So Russell Simmons and his ex-wife, as well as his daughters, they, they're at first they're arguing with one another. And it started on Father's Day. Russell Simmons didn't like what her daughters posted on social media about their mother being more of a father than Russell Simmons. Russell Simmons did not take too fond of it. And there's already friction between Russell Simmons and his wife. Allegedly, Russell Simmons said that his wife stole millions upon millions of dollars away from him, and he called her a greedy, what. And they relationship has soured. Now, since then, I think her name is Kimora Simmons. She has done dated other guys, and she dated one guy that was an investor that that has been accused of stealing money. And Russell Simmons took him to court as well as his wife to court, and he lost. And this and ever since then, Russell Simmons has been upset about that, about her aligning herself with this guy that's obviously a con man that has stolen money from other people. So Russell Simmons, and by the way, Russell Simmons has his own problems. Ever since Bill Cosby was convicted of sexual harassment, there have been a lot of allegations that have popped up about Russell Simmons. And Russell Simmons has pretty much moved out of the United States into a country where he's not going to be extradited. And there's a lot of people there's a lot of people that are accusing Russell Simmons, a lot of women that are accusing Russell Simmons of sexual harassment. Not to mention the fact that when Russell Simmons was 30, I think he was 36, he dated his wife, his wife that he has that he has kids by, Kimora, and she was 17. So she was technically in high school when Russell Simmons was in his 36, and he was owning Def Jam. He was running Def Jam. Now, I will say this: in those times, it was common for an older man to date a younger woman. It still is sort of true today, but a lot of people are grasping for straws, saying that's wrong. He obviously knew what he was doing. He was an adult. She was still a teenager. She didn't know what she was getting herself involved into, and this, that, and the third. And I will say this: if you're old enough to drive, if you're old enough to drink, if you're old enough to vote, if you're old enough to have children, then you can't apply the logic of, well, you're old enough to do these things, but you're too young to be in a relationship with someone that's much older than you. Now, obviously, Russell Simmons, he's a wealthy black man who owns Def Jam. He also has his hands in fashion. He also has his hands in the hip hop culture. Kimora Lee Simmons sees this. She's a struggling designer, and she sees how valuable and how important he was even when she was 17. So not to excuse it, but what I'm saying is, if we're going to get upset with Russell Simmons dating someone that's much younger, then how come we don't get upset when these CEOs are dating younger women, or these these vice presidents, corporate Wall Street, whatever, they're in their 40s and they're dating someone that's in their 20s.
Al Pacino. I think he's like 80 and he's dating someone in his 30s. All right. So, like I said, if you're old enough to vote, drink, drive, whatever, you can't, or even join the military. You can't then turn around and say you're old enough to do these things, but you're not, but you're too young to date someone that's older. Uh, but like I said, and now if you want to use the argument that her mind isn't developed yet, so an older person like Russell Simmons can manipulate her and control her and pretty much say and do things to her that technically she's not ready for, because she has never been in no serious relationship like that. If you want to use that analogy, then I can co-sign to that. But uh you know like I said, if you're old enough to do these other things, if you're old enough to make these other choices, then you're old enough to make choices as far as who you want to be with. All right. But nevertheless, that was an era where it was acceptable. Now, not so much now. All right. So Russell Simmons and his Kamor Lee, they have a rocky relationship. Okay. And the daughter said Happy Father's Day to their mother. Russell was not feeling it, and he took to social media and was pleading his case. Now, when he was doing that, that's when the daughters started releasing receipts about Russell Simmons. He, talked about how he would call them nonstop, call their friends nonstop, call business associates nonstop that's doing business with the daughters, as well as Kamara Lee, called the mother of their two, Kamara Lee, calling her a greedy, pretty much a greedy bitch, and just disrespecting her on social media. And they also screenshotted Russell Simmons. I guess he did a FaceTime, a call with one of the daughters, and you can tell that he's really upset about something. There's no sound to it, but he's really upset. So we don't know the context of what he was upset about. All we can gather from this video with no sound is obviously he's upset about something done, made him switch, click the switch. Now, there are some people out there, allegedly, we're going to use the word allegedly, that thinks that Russell Simmons has dementia. And when you get a certain age, your fuse is very, very short. And a lot of people think allegedly that the daughters did not support Russell Simmons. The daughters didn't take his side when he was arguing with his ex-wife, which I don't understand why Russell Simmons would think that the daughters would take his side over Kamora Lee Simmons. Don't know why he would think that. Naturally, if you have daughters, the daughters are going to take, even the sons, they're going to take the side of the mother. Okay. I mean, just human nature. All right. But nevertheless, he believes that the daughter should believe him and take his side. It didn't go down that way, and he's upset about that. So Russell Simmons was upset at first. After they released the receipts, Russell Simmons, I feel like a day or two later, issued a statement apologizing to his daughters, apologizing to Kamara Lee Simmons, just basically about his actions, about what he said on social media, and just wants some sympathy. Now, everyone is taking sides. more people are taking the sides of the daughters and Kimora Lee Simmons over Russell Simmons, which is logical. Okay, it's it makes perfect sense. Have no issue with that. If I can sum up what happened and what took place between these two, between the Simmons family, this is rich people problems. Nothing more than nothing less. It's rich people problems blended into family problems. First and foremost, when you have family problems, you should keep it among yourselves. All right. Um, you shouldn't allow anyone outside of the family to know that y'all have problems. Okay. If you're upset with your ex-wife, you should keep it between you and your ex-wife. Never involve your kids in your problems with your significant other. And we have seen this when the baby mama has issues with the boyfriend, and they have a couple of kids, and you see her utilize the kids as weapons. Okay, putting the kids front and center of your issues with your baby daddy. All right. Um, and I feel like when you're arguing with your significant other, you should keep your kids, your children, away from your disagreement with your significant other, your wife, your ex-wife, whoever. All right. Two, you shouldn't allow people that's outside of the family uh, an audience to your problems with your significant other. And three, you shouldn't post your problems on social media. I feel like everybody, when they have an issue with somebody, the first thing they do, instead of just hammering it out, instead of just confronting the individual that you have issues with, everyone immediately go to social media. Okay. Everyone talk about their problems on social media, and they just invite an audience to their problems. All right. I feel like this should have been handled internally. I'm not blaming the daughters. I'm not blaming Kimora Lee. But I am definitely blaming the father. Now, I do feel like, if anything, I feel like the daughters, uh, when they made the post basically saying Kimora Lee is Happy Father's Day to her, but didn't say Happy Father's Day to Russell Simmons. That's sort of like gaslighting. I think they knew what they were doing. I feel like with that type of post, that should be between you and your mother. You shouldn't put that on social media, because when you put stuff like that on social media, you're basically enticing a situation, okay, that's not going to be very positive. If you want to say Happy Father's Day to your mother, I have no issue with it. Okay. However, when you post it on social media, you got to take the good and the bad from that post. A lot of people are going to agree with it. A lot of people ain't going to agree with it. A lot of people are going to take offense to it, like your birth father. A lot of people are going to support it. Okay. But, if anything, I would put a little blame on them posting it on social media. I think that's like a personal thing. I think you should, let your mother know through a phone call or going to her home and telling her, like, Happy Father's Day to her. If you want to do that, that's, if you want to keep it private, I understand. But when you do sensitive type stuff that can irritate somebody, you should keep that personal. I think they knew what they were doing. I think they wanted to send a message to their father, and mission accomplished. But at the same time, I feel like the father, Russell Simmons, should have been a little bit wiser, should have known that this was a trap. or they, whatever, and just take the high road and not say anything. But it's kind of hard to not say anything when you got so much baggage of you and Kamora Lee. You took her to court and you lost. You allegedly you're implying that she stole your money. Your daughter's saying that you are broke. I don't know what to believe. I mean, but I feel like all that stuff is personal. And like I said, I feel like people should keep their business to themselves, among themselves. Keep their family matter stuff personal. Okay. So now he did went to social media and apologized to his daughters, apologized to his wife, and he felt very bad uh, about that particular day. I don't know if it brought closure to the family. Um, I don't know if the father, I mean, I don't know if the daughters are allowing him to talk to them or at least text them. I think they done blocked him. But, stuff like that, you should just keep among yourselves. Okay. Family matters. You should keep personal with your family. But also there's another layer to this, and this is rich people problems. Okay. This is how rich people handle their problem. And this is no different when Kanye and Kim Kardashian made their argument public. We have seen this, okay? This is how rich people, famous people, handle their problems with their family members. Okay? And I feel like it doesn't matter if you're famous or if you're wealthy or if you're popular, whatever. You should, like, if you have problems with someone that's in your family, you should lay off social media. You should just definitely lay off social media. Now, I said Moriah Mills and Russell Simmons do have something in common, you know, and this is what they have in common. Moriah Mills is older than Zion Williams, and she should handle the situation between her and Zion Williams more mature, or more like what a 30-plus-year-old person would do. Sometimes you have to take the high road. Just because you're not getting your way, you shouldn't revert back into a child and get into a petty squabble with someone that's younger than you, because it just tells the world how immature you are, Moriah Mills. And the same could be said for Russell Simmons. Russell Simmons, you're older than your ex-wife. You're older than your children. And when they say something about you on social media, you should be the eldest one. You should be the one that should take the high road and just say, look, it just ain't worth it. And just leave it at that. Just don't say nothing. Because I do feel like younger people, or people that have not grown up or have experienced life, they do these things. Okay. And when you get older, you understand that, it's not, it's not wise for you to spend almost 2 weeks tweeting about someone that pretty much broke up with you, or your significant other and your children. Well, your children congratulated your significant other, which is your ex-wife. Happy Father's Day. And that shouldn't bother you. And you should just not say nothing and just take the high road and just let it be. let sleeping dogs lie. And, I just feel like Moriah Mills and Russell Simmons, um, these two ordeals got the best of them, and they acted and behaved not like their age. They act like schoolgirls, like high school girls. All right. So yeah, that's all I got for that. Before we move into the next topic, the stream sponsor is Tim the Man. He donated through Cash App. Now, if you want to be a stream sponsor of the live stream, well, it is simple. You can do a super chat, or you can, go to the link, click the link, and donate to the show. Anyone who donates to the show will be automatically next week's stream sponsor. All right. So I need you guys to click it and, donate. And whoever, now in a situation where there's more than one person and y'all donate, whoever donates the higher amount will be next week's stream sponsor. But never fear, the person that bid the lowest amount will be the stream sponsor 2 weeks from now. Or if there's a lot of people that donated that particular time, we'll put everybody's name as the stream sponsor. So I got it figured out. All right. So before we begin, let me take a couple of minutes before we begin. All right. So hold on one second. Okay. So moving on from that topic and the commercial break, we're going to be talking about Shannon Sharpe. All right. Now, I made a video about it a couple of days ago, but we got some more news, more updates concerning Shannon Sharpe. Been living on the rock, allow your boy to explain. Shannon Sharpe no longer works for Fox Sports 1, and he will no longer be on Undisputed debating against Skip Bayless. Now, we done talked about it, we done covered it, and this story has more twists and turns in it, like several multi-universes. All right. So we have talked about the possibilities of where Shannon Sharpe may go. We also talked about who could replace Shannon Sharpe. Now, Shady McCoy from Speak, that hit show with Speak with Acho. And oh my God, I forgot that girl's name already. All right. She used to be the moderator at First Take. At Undisputed. And then she went to Colin Cowherd's show. Can't think of her name right now, but it'll come to me. Anyway, she's on that show along with Emmanuel Acho, and there's talks that he's the front runner to replace Shannon Sharpe. But that's neither here nor there. That's not what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about Shannon Sharpe's next show. Now, he tweeted, he took to social media and tweeted this, that he's going to be back on morning television, and the two possible destinations a lot of people, including myself, are leaning towards is ESPN is still on the table. And I'm going to explain to you why ESPN is still on the table. And FanDuel. Now, let's talk about FanDuel first. FanDuel is looking for a replacement for Pat McAfee. The Pat McAfee show would be sponsored and premiere on FanDuel. So FanDuel is saying, okay, well, since Pat McAfee done went to greener pastures over at the worldwide leader of sports, we can't utilize him no more. We need to find another personality that we can sponsor alongside FanDuel. Shannon Sharpe is looking like he's the front runner to replace Pat McAfee as far as the sponsor and being on FanDuel. Now, ESPN is a little bit more complex, all right? So ESPN announced 3 or 4 days ago, and follow along, that Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max Kellerman morning show is no more. So starting this coming fall, there will be no more morning show of Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max Kellerman. Now if you want to talk about the personalities, Max Kellerman still has a contract with ESPN, so I'm pretty sure they're going to move him someplace else because, and speaking of Max Kellerman, he lost his afternoon show that was called This Just In. They canceled that show and they replaced that show's time zone with Pat McAfee. So Pat McAfee took that block, okay, of that hour. And now Max Kellerman has lost the ESPN radio morning show. J. Will, Max, and Keyshawn. Well, Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max Kellerman. He lost that spot as well. Now, this radio show has been falling rating-wise, and they even lost their time zone in New York to a local radio station. And if you're not in the New York market and you're not also in the LA market, you don't have a show. So they already lost. They're not even featured on the New York market on the East Coast. All right. The ratings were not that good, not that impressive. So ESPN decided to just drop the show entirely. Well, that leaves a void there of who's going to take that spot. Now, before Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max Kellerman, it was Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zoomerim, whatever his name is. But before that, it was Mike and Mike. Then Mike Greenberg split from Mike Golick, and now he was on Get Up, and now he has his own morning show called Greenie. Mike Golick had that hour for a while, and then they canceled Mike Golick's show and put in Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zoomerim, whatever his name was. And Max Kellerman took Zoomerim's place. All right. So now that show is kaput no more. So who's going to fill that time slot? Now, there have been a lot of insiders that are saying that's a possibility of Shannon Sharpe filling that time spot on ESPN. So Shannon Sharpe is going now. How it's going to go down is Shannon Sharpe is going to have his own show on ESPN. Then after Shannon Sharpe, it's Get Up. Then after Get Up is Greenie. Then after Greenie is First Take. Then after First Take, I believe it's Pat McAfee, and then you got your other shows like Around the Horn and the 6 p.m. Sports Center, and there's one more show I done forgot. Pardon the interruption. So you're gonna still have the afternoon shows, okay? Plus you're gonna have NFL Live and NBA Today. You're gonna have those shows as well. But there have been a lot of reports that suggest that Shannon Sharpe is going to fill that void. Now, remember, Shannon Sharpe said on Twitter that he's going to be back on on in the morning show real soon. He's going to be back in the mornings real soon. Well, ESPN is looking for a void that's going to take that Keyshawn, Jay Will, and Max Kellerman. Now, there have also been talks that Shannon Sharpe will probably be on First Take. Now, I'm looking at it like this. I don't see Shannon Sharpe working alongside Stephen A. Smith for several reasons. One, Shannon Sharpe has been there and done that, pairing up with somebody on someone else's show. He did that on Undisputed. That's why I don't think Shannon Sharpe, if he signs a big deal, he wants to have his own show, his own IP. He's not going to link up and pair up with someone who already has their own show. So he doesn't want to deal with that anymore. Okay. Plus, Shannon Sharpe wants to do his own thing. I think Shannon Sharpe low-key doesn't want to do any type of debate style type of shows. It doesn't really display the full range of Shannon Sharpe. I think Shannon Sharpe is a better interviewer. I think Shannon Sharpe can explain certain things, as well as in the NBA, boxing, UFC, the NFL. I think Shannon Sharpe has a great range on sports like that, and he can explain it to the audience. Plus, he's very comedic, very informational, and just very entertaining. Somebody like that deserves their own show. So, and two and three, I think Stephen A. Smith likes this format where every day he debates someone different. It doesn't get stale to Stephen A. Smith. You still got Jay Williams that you can debate. You still have JJ Redick. You're gonna have people from the NFL that you can debate, like Michael Irvin. You still got Mad Dog. So I think Stephen A. Smith likes the setup where he has right now. He doesn't want another partner. Okay. And I don't think Shannon Sharpe wants to be in a situation where he goes to another popular show and he has no say-so, no control. The money's fine. The bag is great, but I think Shannon Sharpe wants to do his own thing. And I think Shannon Sharpe has grown wary of doing debate-style shows. And that really doesn't fit his forte, at the end of the day. So those are the two front leaders, the front runners, FanDuel and ESPN. And real fast, real quick, like I said, Max Kellerman still has a contract with ESPN. Jay Williams can just be in the rotation to debate Stephen A. Smith, and he can be on Get Up and Greeny and all those other shows, as well as Shannon Sharpe show. I'm pretty sure they're going to have him there as well. Now, Keyshawn's contract is up this summer, and there have been reports that Keyshawn Johnson doesn't like the New York situation, because if he resigns back to ESPN, he would either have to go to Bristol, Connecticut or New York. Now, he has been doing the morning show through a conference call, like a Skype call, something like that. And Keyshawn prefers to his next job, he prefers to go. He's a California guy. He's a California IA type of guy. His family is from California. His friends are from California. He started his career in California at USC. So he's a California guy, and his contract is up this summer. And there's been reports out there that ESPN doesn't mind signing him back, but if he does go back to ESPN, it's going to be at a reduced role, reduced money, and he's probably going to be on the Monday night sidelines or on the Monday night football pregame or after the game or during the game. That means he's going to have to travel from stadium to stadium. I don't think Keyshawn wants to do that. So there have been reports out there that suggest that Keyshawn Johnson may go to Fox Sports 1. There is a void there. Shannon Sharpe left Undisputed, and he's doing his own thing. It makes perfect sense for Keyshawn Johnson to go to Fox Sports 1, get a contract with Fox Sports 1, and then pair him up with Skip Bayless. Now, is Keyshawn Johnson into debate type of a debate type of show? Technically, he was debating against Jay Williams and Max Kellerman. It wasn't as serious as Shannon Sharpe, Skip and Shannon, but I think he's very talented where he could do that on the fly. He also has to understand that Skip is going to pick out the topics, and the topics are going to be the Dallas Cowboys, LeBron James versus Michael Jordan. And I forgot one more thing he likes to talk about a lot, and I forgot. But it's just, Tom Brady. So I can see a scenario where I think Keyshawn is pretty distant with the Dallas Cowboys. I don't think he hates the Dallas Cowboys. I just don't think he's a Dallas Cowboy fan. Now, as far as the LeBron James angle, I think he's a LeBron James supporter. I don't think he's going to discount Michael Jordan. I think Keyshawn Johnson is never going to say that LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan, but he can entertain the dialogue and debate Skip Bayless on whether or not LeBron James is the GOAT or not. Okay. And Tom Brady, I think Keyshawn Johnson is a big time Tom Brady fan because Tom Brady came from the Patriots tree. So he's not going to disrespect anybody that came from the Patriots. But on a topic like that, if Skip says something really outrageous, I'm pretty sure Keyshawn would step in. Keyshawn is not really thin-skinned. He's even keel. He's not animated. He's not comedic or funny. He can be comedic sometimes. He can be entertaining sometimes. But Keyshawn is his own man. He's not going to be the Uncle Shannon Sharpe. He's not going to do the antics. He's not going to be doing all the skits and things of that nature. He has a way of being very informative and very entertaining. Okay, he's just not going to do it the Shannon Sharpe way. I think Keyshawn and Skip will be a good dynamic, and the ratings are still going to be good. At the end of the day, Undisputed, even when they had Shannon Sharpe, they were never going to dethrone First Take. And look, I done talked about this. I talked about it 7 years ago. I talked about when news broke out that Skip and Shannon had a falling out. I even talked about this when the news broke out that Shannon Sharpe is going to be leaving Undisputed. And I'm going to continue to say this. Even even when Shannon Sharpe was there, all the antics, him being very comedic, him being very funny, him being very informative, entertaining. Okay. If people want to say Shannon Sharpe was a bigger star than Skip Bayless, I will co-sign to that. But even when Shannon Sharpe was at his apex, okay, they could never dethrone First Take. And I always say this, and I always said this, I'm going to continue to say this. ESPN is in more markets than Fox Sports 1. ESPN is in more households than Fox Sports 1. ESPN, the brand ESPN, is a better brand than Fox Sports 1. People overseas know what ESPN is. Not a lot of people overseas know what Fox Sports 1 is. I think one of the reasons why it doesn't connect well, Fox Sports 1 doesn't connect well around the world, is because they try to separate everything, okay? So NFL football is Fox Sports, okay? Undisputed and the Herd Show and Speak and all those, that's Fox Sports 1. All right. Instead of just combining it all, they separate everything. Fox Radio. Okay. So that's why the brand Fox Sports isn't at the same level as an ESPN. Okay. Similar to like Xbox and PlayStation. Everybody know what PlayStation is. Not a lot of people know what Xbox is. Okay. It's an identity crisis. But anyway, like Pepsi and Coke. Okay. So that's what's going on with that. That's a scenario that may happen with Keyshawn and Skip Bayless, but it's going to be a lot of dominoes going to have to fall for that to happen. Okay. And it's not, look, Keyshawn, his contract is up this summer. He can easily just bounce on up out of there and go to Fox Sports 1. If Fox Sports 1 offer him a good proposal, more money than what ESPN is going to give him, then he will take it and run with it. All right. Now, Steve Young is possibly leaving ESPN. So could you imagine? Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but Steve Young going to Fox Sports. Okay. That's a possibility. Okay. But it may not happen. Okay. They may renegotiate Steve Young to go back to the worldwide leader of sports. Right. But FanDuel and ESPN are the front runners. Okay. It's either or. ESPN has the money. ESPN has the morning time slot. ESPN is killing it in the ratings, particularly in sports entertainment. FanDuel is very popular. They have the money. They have the connections. I don't think they have a larger audience than ESPN, but they can give Shannon Sharpe a bag plus more. All right. So they can bid with the best of them, like ESPN. All right. Now, those are the two that's the front runners. I feel like on the outs, I feel like there's some more players. There's a possibility, don't sleep on Amazon. Amazon may come at the last minute and just offer Shannon Sharpe some ridiculous money. Now, the only thing about Amazon is I don't think they have a sports audience. All right. They have an entertainment audience, but they don't necessarily have a sports audience. And I'm kind of wary of Shannon Sharpe going there. Now, NBC Sports is in the running. Okay, not a front runner, but in the running. ESPN, NBC Sports, they're in their woke moment. They're in their woke movement with Michael Smith and Maria Tate. Okay, Maria Taylor. So, and they need a big time personality to make NBC Sports, put NBC Sports up there. They thought it was going to be Michael Smith, and it didn't work. They thought it was going to be Maria Taylor, Maria Taylor, it didn't work. All right. So they didn't hit big with either of those. They went into football. Then I forgot that dude's name. Oh, Drew Bledsoe. They thought they was going to hit it out the park, telling the world that Drew Bledsoe is going to be on their football package. That wasn't it. All right. So NBC is trying to make a splash in the sports media entertainment. And what bigger splash you can make by landing Shannon Sharpe? I don't think they have the money like FanDuel and ESPN, but they do have the outlet and they do have the time slot. I don't think they have the viewers, but it is what it is. Now, another person that's in the running, but not a front runner, is CBS Sports. Now, if you've been living on a rock, allow your boy to explain. CBS Sports had Shannon Sharpe, and allegedly Shannon Sharpe lost his job because of an accusation. And when he had that accusation, he was pretty much blacklisted from sports media. Yeah, he made some appearances on NFL Network, Showtime, ESPN, but nobody really gave him an opportunity to sign him long term. ESPN had the opportunity of signing him long term. Fox Sports had an opportunity to sign him long term. If it wasn't for Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharpe would still be out there, because it was one point in time Shannon Sharpe was on Twitch, talking about the Sunday games. He was on Twitch doing that. So if it wasn't for Skip Bayless vouching for him, and remember when Fox Sports 1 landed Skip Bayless, and Skip Bayless brought this show concept of Undisputed, the old regime of Fox Sports 1 wanted Skip Bayless to debate someone from sports media. And Skip Bayless said, "No, I want Shannon Sharpe." He was vouching for Shannon Sharpe. No, and at that particular time, Shannon Sharpe wasn't hot as what he is right now. So, Skip Bayless vouched for him, got Shannon Sharpe, and the rest they say is history. So CBS want to, if you look at it from CBS angle, they got Jim Rome, they got a few people here and there, but nobody. They got some people from all different networks, from ESPN, NBC, radio, local radio. Okay, none of them are, none of them are putting CBS over the hump. All right, let's just go. They even have a network that is free on Paramount Plus, CBS Sports. That's free by itself. Okay. That's how bad CBS Sports is. You can watch all of their original programming and catch up on sports news, and you don't even have to pay for it, okay? Long as you got an internet connection, you can watch CBS Sports Network. That's how bad it is for CBS Sports, because they don't have a headliner. They got all the shows, but just don't have a headliner. Shannon Sharpe will be that big time headliner. CBS Sports do not have the viewership as ESPN or anyone else that we just mentioned. They don't necessarily have the money, but they do have the time slot. Anytime that Shannon Sharpe wants, he can have it. Okay, his only real competition on CBS Sports is Jim Rome, and Jim Rome isn't hot like he once was back in the day. All right, so just put it that way. So there's a possibility. CBS wants to correct an error or correct their wrongs. When they had Shannon Sharpe, they let him go on some accusations. All right, so those are the ones that are in the race, and on the outside looking in, they're a long way from just getting in the race. They're on the outside looking in. You got CNN, you got Complex, you got BET. Well, BET is Complex owns BET. Um, you got Fox News. I don't see him doing that. But like I said, these are people that are on the outside looking in. You got there's been reports out there that LeBron James is thinking about creating his own network. You got that possibility. So you got a lot of other angles, but I feel like the two biggest, the front runners are FanDuel and ESPN. All right. So there it is. So hopefully we'll find out something very, very soon. If you read Shannon Sharpe's tweet, it sounds like this is going to be set in stone very, very soon. So we're going to find out. But yeah, that's all I got on the Shannon Sharpe news. Okay. A couple of you know bits of news. Um, I want to do an RIP for the people that lost their lives in that submarine. A very tragic situation. When they lost communication with the sub, they didn't know where the sub was. Like 3 or 4 days ago, I was just hoping and praying that they find them, that they're alive, and they said they had enough oxygen that can last them. At that time, they was lost Monday. I think they was lost even before that, but it was Monday, and then they said, yeah, they got enough oxygen that's going to keep them alive until Thursday morning. Then Monday came rolling around. Tuesday, still no word. Wednesday, still no word. Thursday, they got Wednesday they got they got sounds, and they didn't have a certain area what to look for. Thursday morning, still no word, and then they found the sub. It done exploded or exploded. No survivors. So I'm telling you guys, just do keep keep the family in their prayers when you pray at night. Such a tragic thing to happen. um I feel very deeply sorry for that. It's very tragic. I wanted to hear some great news, but unfortunately, they all lost their lives. Now they're talking about how the submarine um, wasn't qualified or ready to go that far down under. They're questioning the structure of the submarine. They're questioning sending civilians down there to look at the Titanic, even though they're billionaires. Um, you know, you know, you know, any type of life that has been lost is sad, but it's even sadder when it's a young adult who haven't even seen the rest of his life yet. But sad news. I really do feel sorry for the families that lost their loved ones. So just send out a prayer if you can. Okay. If you would. Okay. In other news and notes, Boosie is out of jail. I mean, Boosie is posted bond, and he's going to be getting out very, very soon. Boosie's saying that the DA is unfair. He wanted people to protest it. I saw a couple of people on video protesting to get Boosie free. So he's free. He's gonna be free very, very soon. We talked about why he was hemmed up and locked up in the first place. So this begins a long process for Boosie to fight for his freedom. All right. Because they're not playing, he's a convicted felon. Allegedly, he had a gun on him. He's not allowed to have a gun. And they say there's a lot of evidence against Boosie. Everyone deserves their opportunity, their day in court. So we're just going to have to wait and see. Okay. In other news and notes, Tasha K and Cardi B is back on again. Tasha K said something on one of her live streams about Cardi B, and then Cardi B returned the favor and said something about Tasha K, basically saying that she's going to make sure her attorneys get every red cent that Tasha K owes Cardi B. Now, Tasha K had tried to file for bankruptcy. She tried to go all types of maneuvers to not pay this judgment. Unfortunately, Cardi, she's still on the hook for this judgment. And allegedly, Cardi B said that Tasha K is hiding her money in Africa. Okay, so we're going to have to wait and see how that plays out and how that unfolds. If anything new comes from this story or Tasha K and Cardi B, best believe I'm going to do a video, or it'll be featured on Too Early for This podcast. All right. And we're going to talk about what went down with Cardi B and Tasha K. All right. And that's pretty much it with the news and the notes. Okay. Unfortunately, we're going to have to cut it short. All right. I was going to try to do a 2-hour podcast. Be honest with you guys, it's not too much to talk about. I got everything I wanted to talk about chopped in under an hour and 17 minutes. We could talk about Rory and Mal and Joe Budden, still talking about one another, talking about they're going to be, is there a possibility that they could be friends? I don't think they were ever was friends, but, is it even worth talking about? No, not really. Okay. Can we talk about Rick Ross? Talking about how people are faking the funk, talking about how rich they are. Is that something we can talk about? Nah. All right. But before we end today's podcast, be sure to hit the subscription button, the notification bell, share this content with your friends, family, as well as your followers. Get familiar with all the other links down below in the description. If you want to support the channel even further, become a membership. Membership has its privileges. You can also send super chats, and you can cash app me with your dono. Okay, so my cash app link is in the comment section. Anybody that do a super chat or anyone that donates through Cash App will be the stream sponsor. And today's stream sponsor is Tim. Really do appreciate you. You donated through Cash App. I really do appreciate you being the stream sponsor. I haven't checked whether or not I got a donation from anybody, and it's never too late to donate. You have the whole week to donate if you don't want to donate now. And I will announce who have donated and who's going to be the stream sponsor. Okay. So that's pretty much it. Now, I think later on today I got an episode on I'm Chris Down One podcast. It's on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast indulgement from. But I need you guys to do me a favor. I need you guys to do me a solid. Please subscribe to me on Spotify. I'm Chris Down One podcast on Spotify. Subscribe there. Once you subscribe to me on Spotify, then you can listen to the podcast however you want to listen it to, on Google Play, on iTunes, wherever you get your podcast indulgement from. I just need you to subscribe to me on Spotify. I explained to you guys why you should do that, but it is what it is. You can just check out the episode of 2 weeks ago. Okay. If you want to know anything further about. Okay. Also take this time to read the comments again. Unfortunately, there were no comments today. So we're going to keep it pushing and keep it moving on. I like to check out these channels. The Dream. She's a car content, car show influencer. Go check out her channel. She got some great content there. Please support The Dream. Just Me, Nicole. She does vlogs and makeup. So go check her out as well. I haven't heard from her in a minute, but I'm a huge supporter of her. All right. Makeup University. Okay, go check her out as well. She has some great, she's been doing live streams. Normally she does a video every once in a while, like a book review or something, but now she's starting to get into the live streams. So go support her over there as well. If you are a small time YouTube channel and you want some free promotion, just put your link in the comment section, your YouTube link in the comment section. I will go check out your channel. If it's something that I like, I'll subscribe and listen to your content. Okay, I think that's the best, and to get the word out about your YouTube channel. I feel like as small YouTube channels, we should support one another. We should promote one another. We should collab with one another, because if it's not, if YouTube never had small channels, and they only just depended on the bigger channels, there wouldn't be a lot of content daily that you can check out. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We're gonna wrap this episode up of Too Early for This podcast. It's your host and moderator. I'm Chrissy Don One. I really do appreciate everyone that when we did the live show, people were coming in, people were coming out. I really do appreciate the people that came in and came out. I'm sorry, we're gonna have to end the streak on 2 hours. Like I said, this wasn't really a whole lot to talk about. But yeah, we'll get back and do this thing again next Saturday. And if anything breaks or anything happens, best believe I'm gonna come out with a video. So it's your boy, the host with the most. I do not brag or boast, and I'm coming to you guys live from coast to coast. It's your boy. Another episode in the books. Get ready for this podcast. I'm up out of here. I'm out.